So according to CNN, Trump supporters are puzzled that he would endorse Senate candidates J.D. Vance in Ohio and Mehmet Oz in Pennsylvania. Let's talk about it in today's video. Hi, I'm Mike Greiner. I'm a lifelong Democratic activist who's concerned about the direction our country is taking. I'm also a lawyer and an academic, and I'm here to help you stand up to the BS of the MAGA crowd. Well, I'll link down below to a video from CNN where Michael Smerconish and Selena Zito discuss Trump's odd endorsements in this primary season. He's made it clear that he wants to support only candidates who will support his big lie, and he's been actively campaigning for gubernatorial and Secretary of State candidates who will help hand states to him that he lost in the 2020 election, no matter what the voters say. States like my home state of Michigan here. What's more is he's kind of taken some odd steps in the Senate elections. For example, in Alabama, you have his good friend Mo Brooks, who actually spoke at the January 6th rally. And yet, because Brooks is now saying, look, we need to move on and start preparing for the next election rather than continuing to litigate the last election, Trump actually withdrew his endorsement of him. In Pennsylvania, he's been having kind of a rough go of it. His initial candidate who he endorsed, Sean Parnell, ended up withdrawing from the campaign after he lost a custody hearing in his divorce where the judge believed his estranged wife's accusations of abuse. Well, not to be discouraged, Trump immediately jumped back up on the horse and decided he was going to endorse Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz from TV, in his campaign for U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania. In fact, I love his comments supporting Dr. Oz when he announced the endorsement. According to Trump, this is all about winning elections in order to stop the radical left maniacs from destroying our country. I have known Dr. Oz for many years, as have many others. Even if only through his very successful television show. He has lived with us through the screen and has always been popular, respected, and smart. He even said I was in extraordinary health, which made me like him even more, although he also said I could lose a couple pounds. Now, this endorsement has caused a lot of trouble for Trump in Pennsylvania among his supporters because, of course, Dr. Oz doesn't live in Pennsylvania. In fact, he only moved there recently so that he'd be able to run for U.S. Senate. For Trump, though, this kind of opportunism seems right on target and is exactly the kind of candidate he wants to support. In Ohio, though, he's made an even seemingly stranger choice. The candidate J.D. Vance is a former venture capitalist who wrote the book Hillbilly Elegy that a movie was made out of. Vance, albeit a Republican, from early on was an active and vocal critic of Trump. Vance called himself a never-Trumper, and he was really outraged about the lip service that Trump was giving to working people while essentially supporting a plutocratic agenda. Well, never-Trumper J.D. Vance has turned into one of the most active Trump bootlickers, now basically turning himself inside out and backwards to try to support Donald Trump in his allegations surrounding the big lie that he actually won the election. Vance has even curried favor with Vladimir Putin, knowing that he and Trump have a close relationship, by essentially echoing Russian propaganda regarding the Ukraine invasion on the campaign trail. Again, Trump supporters at the grassroots level are puzzled by this endorsement. They know Vance's history, and they, who have been loyal to Trump all along, are quite outraged about the fact that Donald Trump would endorse somebody who's been so critical of Trump for so long. I mean, this endorsement seems especially odd given Trump's history of attacking anybody who says even this slightest negative thing about him. Again, consider the case of Mo Brooks, who literally was there on January 6th urging people to go to the Capitol and essentially install Trump in office. And yet, because of the fact that he's finally moved on from that election, because of course there's another election coming up, Trump pulled his endorsement of him. So what is it that Dr. Oz and J.D. Vance have in common? Well, I think the answer to that is clear. And it's made especially clear when you read the endorsement Trump made of Oz. This is all about celebrity. Trump loves celebrity. If Trump had to choose between being famous or being rich, he'd choose being famous in a second. Trump craves attention, does everything he can to try to get in front of TV cameras or in the news. And being associated with other people, one of whom is a bona fide TV star, the other a best-selling author whose book was turned into a movie, are exactly the kind of people who Trump likes. Political loyalty be damned, winnability be damned, political relationships with your supporters be damned, none of that matters. What this is all about is Donald Trump's ego and his absolute passion for celebrity. Well, while we're talking about Donald Trump, why don't you check out this other video over here where I talk about some of his legal problems that he's been facing lately. I'll see you then. In the meantime, let's hope for continued progress. Thank you.